Good morning, my name is Mike Capuccio, I'm with N.E.T.R, and today we're here on a commercial rooftop of a building in North Andover, and we're going to perform commercial HVAC maintenance on 2 package units today. As you can see in the background, we've got a Carrier 5-ton rooftop, and over to the right of me that you can't see right now, we've got an older Lennox unit from probably about 2008. What we're going to be doing today is performing HVAC maintenance on the equipment, and we're going to go through our checklist to show you the value and the importance of doing HVAC maintenance on your rooftop units.
All of the information about your rooftop air conditioning unit is logged on a tablet and stored by N.E.T.R, including the date of the last maintenance, the voltage and phase of the unit, the location, type of refrigerant, and serial and model numbers for tracking and ordering parts. The first section we look at is the blower section. We check the belt tension to make sure it's tight. We also record the belt number and the number of belts in case they need to be replaced, and we check to make sure that the belt isn't worn or cracked. We check the motor sheaths to make sure they aren't grooved, and we inspect the bearings on the blower wheel to ensure there isn't any movement, and we check the wiring. The next section we inspect is the filter section and the economizer. We replace the filters, which get covered with pollen and dirt. At the same time, we inspect the evaporator coil and brush clean it if needed. Wiring is also inspected, and the new filters are dated, so we'll always know when they were last replaced. The economizer brings fresh air into the building when the outside air is sufficient for cooling. The economizer also contains additional filters which need to be cleaned or replaced. The condensation drain trap is inspected and flushed. The next section to be inspected is the electrical panel, which contains the circuit boards, contactors, transformers, capacitors, thermostat logic board, and the economizer module, all of which need to be inspected to make sure the wiring looks good and all parts are functioning properly. In the condenser section of the air conditioning unit, the condenser coil and the fan motor are inspected. The compressor is checked, including the wiring, copper piping, filter dryer, and compressor heater. A pressure check is performed using a gauge which is attached to the suction and discharge ports of the compressor. This measures the pressure of the refrigerant circulating through the machine, and the gauge is set to the exact type of refrigerant in your AC unit. If refrigerant is needed, it would be added to the unit at this time. If refrigerant levels are low, it can indicate a leak, which would need to be fixed before it causes damage to the unit, requiring a major repair. The condenser coils are cleaned with a chemical cleaner to wash away any dirt and pollen from the coils. The economizer screens are also cleaned, or they can be replaced every few years. In the fall, the heating section is also inspected. The heat exchanger tubes are checked for cracks. If the tubes are cracked, it can release carbon monoxide into the building, so it's important to inspect them regularly. The gas pipe, valves, draft-induced motor, and ignition are also inspected and tested to make sure they're functioning properly. Using an amperage meter, we also check to make sure the blower motor is drawing the correct number of amps as shown on the nameplate of the unit. Finally, we log all of the information about the inspection on our tablet, so that we have a complete record of all maintenance work done on the rooftop AC unit throughout its life.